What's up everyone, my name's Jesse and welcome to my channel. Today we're finna be replacing the AC condenser on this 2013 Dodge Charger. It's got a transmission leak and the transmission started acting up and the coolant lines for the transmission run through the condenser, so we gotta handle this ASAP. Also, if your AC is blowing hot, a bad condenser could be the reason why. Alright, so before you even grab a ratchet, you gotta disconnect the AC system properly. Don't just crank open the lines, this stuff is under pressure and it ain't safe to breathe. Now, the right way to do this would be taking it to a shop or use a proper recovery equipment. Now, for educational purpose only, I'm finna be showing you guys how you can relieve the pressure from the low side service port with an AC quick connecting tool. But again, I recommend you guys doing this at home. That's why you gotta do it in the street. I'm just kidding, this is for demonstration only. Wink wink. Nah, for real you guys, don't do this at home. Alright, now we gotta take off the bumper so we can get to the condenser. Start by pulling up the top cover panels, they just pop out. Remove the plastic retainer clips across the top of the bumper. Remove the wheel well clips and screws on both sides. Raise the vehicle up using a floor jack from the front subframe. I recommend placing a 2x4 on the jack pad to protect the frame. Once it's on jack stands, remove the hidden 10mm bolts inside the fender liners. Pro tip, lay some thick blankets or a cardboard underneath the bumper so you don't scratch it up when you pull it off. Now with the bumper out of the way, remove the side covers and let's get to the condenser. Next, disconnect the transmission cooler lines from the condenser. Use a pick tool to release the retainer clips. Don't lose them. That one went flying. Underneath, you'll see two AC lines. They're held by a 10mm nut. Remove those nuts and gently wiggle the lines free. The condenser is mounted on the radiator with one bolt on each side. Go ahead and take those out. Once everything is loose, slide the condenser out through the front. Here's the new condenser. It's got the same style, the same design, but there's a couple things we need to fix before it goes in. We need to swap out the old studs from the old condenser since the new one doesn't have them. There's also this extra side fittings, but we're going to go ahead and cover those with caps because we're not going to use them. Slide in the new condenser in, line it up and bolt it down. Reconnect the AC lines and the transmission lines. And make sure everything is nice and snug. Snap in the side covers back in place, reinstall the front bumper, connect the fog lights, and reinstall the top panel. Since we disconnected the transmission cooler lines, and also I've been having a transmission leak, we gotta top off the transmission fluid. These cars take ATF plus 4, and they don't come with a dipstick from the factory, so you gotta order one from Amazon. The dipstick style is NAG1. You need this to check the level properly. On the dash, go to your vehicle information screen and go to transmission temperature. Once it hits 180 or 190 Fahrenheit, check the dipstick. It should read around 90. Now we gotta refill the system. The professional way is to vacuum it down and recharge it with R134A using an AC machine. But if you're a hood mechanic like me, I guess you could just recharge it with a can from the auto parts store. It worked fine for me. So if you guys decide to go this route, attach the recharge can to the low side port. Start the engine and let the AC run on full blast. Make sure the AC compressor clutch turns on. Watch the gauge, don't overcharge it. And that's a wrap, you guys. New condenser is in, AC is blowing nice and cold, and the transmission fluid is topped off. The charger is shifting smooth and there's no more transmission leaks. If y'all found this video helpful, do me a solid and hit the thumbs up button. Thanks for watching and I'll see y'all in the next one. Late.